Here's a recipe for a plum dumpling. We'll get started with 2 ripe plums, and we're going to cut the side and use a melon baller to scoop out the pits. Once we get the pit out, then we're going to cut the top, cut the bottom, and we're going to take the skin off the sides of the plum. Now you want these plums to be very ripe. If they're not, then you're going to have to poach them in white wine and sugar before you continue. I'll add a future video on how to poach a plum later on. Then we're going to take 1 cup of Panko breadcrumbs and 1/3 a cup powdered sugar, put it in a bowl and mix it. In a separate bowl, we'll add 1 egg and a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 tablespoon of light cream, and we'll mix it really well. Then we're going to dip the plum into the egg batter and then into the breadcrumbs, set it aside and move on to the next one. But then we're going to go back and we're going to dip it back into the egg batter, back into the breadcrumbs. We're going to do this process 3 times for each plum. And you really want to push the breadcrumbs onto that plum. You want to make sure they stick. Once you finish that, you want to put them on a plate and put them in the freezer for 30 minutes to an hour. Then you're going to need a deep sauce pot, fill it up with vegetable oil, and heat it up to 350 degrees. Once it's at temp, then remove the dumplings from the freezer and place them in the hot oil. When you place them in the oil, make sure that you use something like I'm using a spider or a spoon with holes in it so it doesn't splatter. And a good recommendation would be to use more oil than I did. You want to cook the dumplings until they're golden brown. Usually it takes about 3 minutes. Just be careful, watch out, the oil will splatter. Once you finish with the oil, you can set it aside, let it cool, and then strain it, and then put it into a container to save for next time that you decide you want to fry something. Once the plums are done, we're going to add some powdered sugar to them and some cinnamon, and then we'll decorate the plate with some creme anglaise. And we'll also add my sweet red wine glaze reduction to the plate. We'll put the plum in the center, we'll add some whipped cream to it, and then we'll put some berries on there. You can fancy cut the berries and add some mint. It'll take some practice to get this recipe right because you want to make sure that it's a crispy outside with a soft center. So if the plums were not ripe enough, then what will end up happening is the plum will be too hard, it won't cook all the way, so you'll know next time that you're going to have to poach the plums. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and it also keeps you up to date on all my current and new videos that come out. Thanks again for watching.